Wildlife-friendly fences are more than just a boundary. They're a bridge between human spaces and the natural world. They serve a dual purpose, providing a secure perimeter for your property while ensuring a safe passage for wildlife, allowing for the seamless integration of our lives with the beauty of nature. They encourage biodiversity by offering shelter, food, and a corridor for movement. So, ready to build a wildlife-friendly fence? You'll be surprised how simple it can be. Step 1 in building a wildlife-friendly fence involves choosing the right material. There's a wide variety to choose from, each with its advantages and drawbacks. Let's start with wood. It's a classic choice, offering a natural look that blends well with the environment. It's also sturdy and can last for years with proper care. But keep in mind, wood can be expensive and may need regular maintenance to prevent rot and insect damage. Next, we have wire mesh. This is a cost-effective option that's easy to install and highly durable. It's ideal for creating a barrier without obstructing views of your garden or the surrounding landscape. However, make sure the mesh size is small enough to prevent wildlife from getting stuck. Lastly, let's talk about vinyl. It's a modern choice that's resistant to weather and pests. It requires little maintenance and can mimic the look of wood, but it's not as environmentally friendly as the other options and can be costly. Each material has its place depending on your priorities. If you're looking for a budget-friendly option, consider wire mesh. If you want a traditional look with a bit of investment, wood could be your go-to. And if low maintenance is your main concern, vinyl might be the best fit. Remember, the best fencing material is one that serves your needs and respects wildlife. Now that we have our material, it's time to think about design. Designing a wildlife-friendly fence isn't just about aesthetics. It's about creating a structure that's both secure for your property and safe for local wildlife. Let's dive into some key considerations. Firstly, the height of your fence. It needs to be high enough to deter unwanted visitors, but not so high that it becomes an insurmountable barrier for wildlife. 2 to 4 feet is usually a good range to consider. Next, consider the spacing between your fence slats or wires. Smaller animals like squirrels or hedgehogs should be able to pass through comfortably. But remember, the spaces should not be wide enough to allow larger, unwanted animals to enter your property. Bottom gaps are also important. These allow creatures like frogs and toads to pass underneath. A good rule of thumb is to leave a gap of about 6 to 8 inches from the ground. Now let's talk about materials. Avoid using anything that could harm wildlife. Barbed wire, for instance, can cause serious injuries. Opt for smooth, rounded materials instead. Incorporating natural elements into your fence design can give it a more organic feel and provide additional habitat for wildlife. Consider planting native shrubs around your fence. Not only will this beautify your fence, but it'll also attract pollinators and provide cover for wildlife. You could also leave small gaps at the base of your fence for small animals to pass through. This can be especially beneficial in urban areas where habitat is fragmented. Remember, the goal is to balance the needs of your property with those of the local wildlife. A well-designed fence not only enhances the security of your property, but also contributes to local biodiversity. In the end, it's not just about building a fence. It's about creating a sanctuary, a place where wildlife can thrive alongside us. A well-designed fence can be a safe haven for wildlife, adding life to your yard. But our fence isn't just a barrier, it's a habitat enhancer. As we build our wildlife-friendly fence, it's crucial to remember that we're not only creating a boundary, but also a potential haven for local wildlife. One way to do this is by adding features that can enhance the habitat for our furry and feathery friends. Consider incorporating birdhouses along your fence line. These can provide a safe haven for birds, giving them a place to nest and shelter. And it's not just about birds. Bat boxes can also be an excellent addition. Bats play a vital role in controlling pests and pollination, so providing a home for them is a win-win situation. Another enhancement to consider is planting pollinator-friendly plants along the fence line. Plants like lavender, sunflowers, or milkweed can attract bees, butterflies, and other pollinators, helping to support local ecosystems. Next, let's talk about wildlife corridors. These are essentially pathways that allow wildlife to move freely and safely across landscapes, connecting different habitat patches. By designing your fence with gaps at the bottom, or spacing between slats or wires, you create a corridor for small animals to pass through. This can be particularly beneficial in urban or suburban areas where natural habitats may be fragmented. Remember, these enhancements aren't just about creating a pretty picture. They're about creating a living, thriving ecosystem right in your backyard. With a wildlife-friendly fence, you're not just protecting your property, you're contributing to the health and diversity of your local wildlife populations. Maintaining and managing your fence and the habitat around it is also key. Regular checks for damages, ensuring plants are healthy, and keeping the area clean of trash will ensure your fence remains a positive addition to the local ecosystem. With these additions, your fence becomes a vibrant, living part of your property. So why not give it a try? Build a fence that not only serves your needs, but also those of the wildlife around you. It's a small step towards a more sustainable and wildlife-friendly world. Building a wildlife-friendly fence is a rewarding project that benefits both you and the environment. It's about considering the right materials, be it wood, wire mesh, or vinyl, and understanding their pros and cons. It's about thoughtful design, ensuring there's enough spacing and avoiding harmful elements like barbed wire. And it's about enhancing the habitat, adding features like birdhouses or bat boxes, and creating corridors for wildlife movement. This isn't just about building a fence, it's about creating a sanctuary, a safe space for wildlife to thrive. And remember, no matter how small, every effort counts. Each wildlife-friendly fence contributes to a larger network of habitats, providing refuge and passage for our wildlife friends. So why wait? Start planning your wildlife-friendly fence today. And when you do, we'd love to hear about your experiences and see how you've made a difference. Because together, we can create a world where humans and wildlife coexist in harmony.